All right, welcome back to Every Problem. Here we're at Stewart Calculus 8th edition. This is section 1.1. Problem 30, this is also similar to the other problems before this, pretty algebraically intensive, so we'll have to be careful with what we do. Or I guess not. Yeah, we just shouldn't be careless. So let's get started. It says f of x equals x plus 3 divided by x plus 1. And what they want is f of x minus f of 1 all over x minus 1. So this is nice at least because on the right side of our function, f of 1, we should at least get some number. So that's going to be nice because finally we can maybe have something without as many variables, right? A's and h's, or x and a's, or x's and h's, just anything like that, right? So let's make our way through this. So f of x equals x plus 3 over x plus 1. So let's do that. X plus 3 over x plus 1 minus f of 1, right? So we'll write minus 1 plus 3 divided by 1 plus 1. And this is all over x minus 1. Okay, now first thing that we're going to do is we're going to guard very carefully all of these terms with parentheses because we do not want to make any drastic mistakes. Okay, now that we've done that, let's go ahead and simplify some things on this right side. So we still have x plus 3 over x plus 1, right? On the left side. Minus, now 1 plus 3 is 4, 1 plus 1 is 2, so minus 4 over 2, all over x minus 1. Okay, good. Now, let's go ahead and simplify that to a 2. So we'll have x plus 3 over x plus 1. Just taking a look at my notes really quick. So x plus 3 over x plus 1 minus 2 all over x minus 1. Now what we're going to do is we're going to multiply this 2 by an x plus 1 over x plus 1. And that's because we want it to have a common denominator. That way, at least the numerator of this large fraction can be joined together, right? So let's go ahead and bring this up over here. And now we have x plus 3 over x plus 1 minus, now, that's going to be, again, we do have to be careful with some of our algebra, so minus, parentheses, 2 times x plus 1 all over x plus 1, and this is all over x minus 1. Now let's go ahead and distribute that 2. Hold on, sorry. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to distribute the negative sign to the to the 2x here and to this 2 here. So now we're going to have x plus 3 over x plus 1 and, well, let's go ahead and actually, let's go back for just a second. Let's put this all under the same, let's put this under the same denominator, right? That way we can actually start to subtract some of it. So we'll have x plus 3 minus 2x minus 2 all over x plus 1. And this whole entire thing is all over x minus 1. So here we go. We have a positive 3 and a negative 2. So that's going to give us a positive 1. And we have an x and a minus 2x. So that's going to give us a negative x. Negative x. Okay, so now we're finally simplifying some things. So now we have negative x plus 1 over x plus 1, and everything here is all over x minus 1, okay? So, as stated in problem 29, if you're here for the first time, then I'll mention it again, right, is just try to remember this as much as possible because it will come up over and over and over again, is that you are perfectly able to factor out a negative 1 to change the numerator or the denominator in order to find a way to cancel things out. So what we're going to do is we're going to do exactly that, factor out a negative 1, right? So that will give us negative 1 times x minus 1 over x plus 1. And this is all over x minus 1. Now remember, when we are dividing, if you divide by something, it's the same as flipping it and multiplying by it. So now we're going to have negative 1 times x minus 1 all over x plus 1. And this is going to be multiplied by 1 over x minus 1. And here we can see we have a term that we can cancel out. We have an x minus 1 on the numerator and an x minus 1 on the denominator. So now we just have, if we're multiplying, negative 1 times 1, that gives us a negative 1. And in the denominator, we have an x plus 1 times what ends up being just 1. So negative 1 over x plus 1. And that is our final answer. So thank you for watching. I hope that helped. And if you have any questions, just feel free to ask. I'll try to get back to you as quickly as possible.